everybody, this is Flosstube number 19, and I'm Suki the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. You can find me on Instagram at the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. And it's been 3 weeks, right? I said it was going to be 3 weeks. And it was, I guess. I guess it had to have been, because 2 weeks would have been last week. Time has been like super crazy, super busy. So I just keep feeling like I'm missing time. But it's just been busy. I've lived all of it. It's just been busy. So let's see. I've got to finish. I'm going to show that first. Last week, I was in, I was in Kentucky for a little bit, and then I went to Ohio. The reason being somebody I've known since since she was born, basically, was getting married. Her family and my family, we were really, really close. My childhood best friend was in that family. My sister's best friend was in that family. So anyway, and then my other, okay, that's really confusing. Their family and my family were very close growing up, and we're all still like, I mean, you're tied, right, in a way that you're always going to be tied. So we're all still like fairly close. We keep in touch and everything. So this is the youngest of that family who got married. And so it was a great excuse for so many of us to come together. Between her family and my family, we were only missing three direct siblings. And so that's pretty good when you're considering that there's 12 altogether between the two families. So only missing 3. That's pretty good. Anyway, so I was gone. That's why I was gone this last week. And I only took Calendar Girls to work on. I've been learning that trips like this, where it's like with family or very event-based, I need very simple project. I need a project to work on, but it needs to be very simple. And I've also learned not to try to take any nonfiction books, because I'm just not going to read those ones. So I've been learning, and it's worked to my benefit. It cuts down on the decisions I have to make, and it keeps me able to stitch every day and read every day, so that I'm still doing those things. So I finished August while I was out there, and here she is. I also still have that annoying cough. It is definitely like bronchitis and is sitting down here, and it just lasts forever. So I apologize now for my coughing. Anyway, August. So this is a stack of books, and she's holding a book, and that is super appropriate for me. I love her. I don't know if I could claim her as a favorite, because I like all of them. So I don't know if I could claim her as a favorite, but I do really love that she's got her books here. So while I was gone, I ran out of floss. I ran out of 2 colors. And so I was like, I'm going to have to go to the store to get those colors, which I did so I ran out, I think, on Tuesday. And I went on Wednesday. And this was one of the colors I ran out of. And this was one of the colors I ran out of. And I went on Wednesday and did that. On Thursday, I ran out of another color. So on Friday, I went, I won't say back to the store, I actually went to a different store. But I went back to a craft store to pick up this color. And that was the only thing I bought at that craft store. I went just to buy floss, and the floss ended up being on sale, so it was a little sad that I didn't know if I needed more floss because I wasn't home. But I paid 49 cents for a skein of floss, and that's it. That's all I bought at that place. I will tell you the story of when I bought the other floss later. But it allowed me to finish August. And because I was pretty certain I was going to finish August, I had brought along September, and I knew that I could move on to September without finishing August and then come back and get the colors I was missing for that. But that kind of just bothered me. I didn't want to move on without having finished her. So now Miss August is finished, and I'm working on September. Let's see. Everything. Here we go. August took me 8 stitching days. She was started as part of Stitch Mania on May 23rd of this year, and I finished it on September 23rd. So that was kind of fun that they were both 23rds. The cloth is 28 count linen by Witchelt in Country French Latte. So let's see. Go. So now my travel stitch is September, and she will look like this. I thought July might have been the only one with pants, but September she's also got pants, so that's fun. So I'm working on September, and she was also started as part of Mania, and that's where she's at now. This cream color, which is the one that I bought in Ohio, it's really hard to see until you get like the surrounding colors in. Oh, I already put July over here. So this skirt, and up here is the cream color, and you can definitely tell it's there. Like, it's not blended into the fabric. When it's not surrounded by any of its other colors, it just kind of hides away. Like these flowers here, they will have a center. I just haven't, oh, like this. This has the center dot, but these ones don't yet. And they just kind of fade away into the background. But this will pop out more once I get all the other colors in. So she is my travel stitching. I forgot to get something. Okay. So next is Under the Sea. This was a stitch along designed by Doreen Jones, put together by Lakeside Needlecraft in 2017. It will look like this when finished. And I started this in 2017. clearly it's not 2017 anymore. It's about 80% done now. I'm in part 9 down here. So the scuba diver's all done. I still haven't put in the metallic thread right here. I did a lot more of the ocean floor. This is a treasure chest. It definitely doesn't look like a treasure chest yet though. And yeah, I have to fill in all of this still and then backstitch. And then I can move on to the last 2 parts, or not at the same time. So, here's the thing. This is a really cute piece. It is adorable and I like it when it's finished, but I drag my feet in actually sitting down to work on it. But once I start working on it, I can get into it. It's just kind of not exciting me. It doesn't. Anyway, I want to see it finished. It's so close and it's cute and I want to hang it up in a bathroom. I have 3 of them. I don't know which bathroom it would go in. But that's just where I've always envisioned it going, was in a bathroom. I have no themed bathrooms. It's not like one is ocean themed or anything like that, or sea life or animal, marine animal. I don't know. I don't have anything like that. I've always seen this in a bathroom in my head. So, when I sit down and work on it, I can get into it and I make good progress usually. It's getting down to sit on it that has been tricky. Which could also be because it's been really busy lately. But it's almost October. And I'm not a big Halloween person. I don't like scary things. I don't like horror. I don't like violence. And I'm really not like a jokester, prankster person. But I like the cutesy side of Halloween. It's just that's kind of like a narrow aspect of Halloween, it seems like. So I really want to work on Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble, which is, well, I will just grab that one and show you. I'm kind of all over the place. It's by Randall Spangler. And I really just want to work on this one in October. But I feel like if I take this, like stop kind of having it like sitting on my Lowry stand, then like how much longer is that piece going to drag out? I don't know. Oh, I know what I could do. We'll talk about what maybe I'll do later. But I'll show you where Bubble Bubble is right now. Not that I worked on him since last time, but since I pulled it out. And I'm saying I want to work on it in October. This is like my only Halloween-ish kind of piece. And that's where it is right now. So exciting, I know that. It's riveting. It's quick to stitch this guy. There's not like that many colors in it. It's a lot of block kind of stitching. So anyway, Under the Sea. I will just keep working at it. At least for now, I have an idea on what maybe will happen with this. And how October might shape up. I think so. Alright, so the only other project I have to show you is my my bookshelf. It it is so close to 50%. But it is not there yet. So close. This is Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. It is the supersized max color version. Artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And it is so close to 50%. Let's see. It's at 49.67. So, I was gone for like a whole week, and when I came back, I was like, oh, I didn't realize how much, like, how far into this section I had gotten. I kind of forgot since I was gone from a Sunday to a Sunday. Okay, so I don't know where I was last time. I guess I had to have been working on this section last time, which obviously I have finished out. The parasol is done. Look at this part. They look so cool. I can't wait to see it in connection with the first shelf. There's like a ship up here. And, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. So then this is one full section. And there's kind of two things. There's one thing up here, and then there's another thing down here. So this section consists of two things, and none of them are books, as you can probably make out. And then this will be the last section I work on, and there's 3 or 4 books in that section. And I will just work all of them at the same time, because I am so excited to get to the end of this. Is that so cool? Look at that. Okay, so next video I will absolutely be at 50%. And there are so many of you amazing, wonderful, beautiful creatures on Instagram who, like, with every single post I make about this piece, are cheering me on, waiting for that 50%. Like, you guys are so excited. But it might not happen until next week. It is so close. But I leave again in a couple days for a weekend solo trip. And I'm not taking this with me. And I don't think I will be able to hit 50% before then, which means it won't be until next week. So by the next video, I will absolutely have hit 50% on here. And then the video after that, this whole shelf will be done. The plan is to be done this by the end of October. Like, just imagine that all filled in, and then I get to unroll it. So in 2 videos, expect me to have this unrolled, and I can show you the first 2 shelves, and like I will probably get all emotional again. Oh man, this piece has seen me through so much, and like there's a lot of tears woven in and a lot of emotions I worked through on this piece, and it's only almost halfway done. Like, what are the next 2 shelves gonna bring? Like, how is my life gonna continue to shape? Like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What kind of a person am I going to be? Like, what is, like, this piece, because it is so long-term, but also has been so regular and steady, like, I just look at it and see, like, who I was and the struggles I've encountered and the things that I've overcome and am still overcoming, and the things that are before me, and when this is done and is on my wall, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to love it for the artwork itself, but I'm also going to love it for that journey that I know that I undertook while I was stitching this piece. Like, I would be devastated if this died in a fire. Like, you can't replace that journey. Even if you can replace the artwork or restitch it or something, like, you can't replace the attachments, I guess. Anyway, that got dark. Okay, I should have put my hair up because now it's like super bothering me, and I have nothing. Plans. Okay, because of this trip that I've got this upcoming weekend, I am going to take some stitching. But the plan, my personal plan, is not to be like, it's not really to have like just free time in which to stitch all the time. I've got some very like specific things that I am aiming for in this weekend trip. So so I know I will take probably take my calendar girl, September, and I will probably take Under the Sea. And with the focus of stitching time being Under the Sea, to see how much I can do and get done over the weekend. And then when I come back, I can maybe put Bubble Bubble up for a little bit. Or maybe I should do that in the second half of October. We'll see. But that'll allow me to give like this concentrated focus, like see how much I can get done of the Under the Sea, and then give Bubble Bubble some attention for October. I haven't touched Queen of the Night, which I really also want to do. I got a lot of things I want to do. And then in December, I'm going to want to pull out Father Christmas, which is another full coverage. But like, I really want to get Under the Sea done. Like, I don't want to just put it away for the rest of the year. I really wanted to get that piece done this year. And I want to do, there's another mystery stitch along I had done at the same time as that one. So they're both 2017. It's Mystery Town by Ship's Manor. That one's not hard to do. It wouldn't actually take me very long to get that done, maybe a week at the most. But it's just kind of waiting its turn, right? But I wanted Under the Sea and Mystery Town finished this year. So we'll see. I don't know. That's just thinking about like the whole year, and I'm not there yet. So on my trip, I'm probably just going to take September and Under the Sea and see how much of Under the Sea that I can get done. But primarily, I intend to spend a lot of time out of doors and just existing. not trying to not necessarily try to plan things, but just try to be. And kind of have practice at taking time regularly throughout a day to kind of recenter, to maybe meditate, drop my heart rate, like give myself practice at that over the weekend so that when I come back, it's easier for me to put into practice. Kind of like my big overarching aim for this weekend. So there will be stitching, there will be reading, because those are both activities that I really love and I enjoy. It's just not the primary focus for me on this trip. So the other thing that I will take is I started a new project last night. This project was, well, I've been wanting to crochet another blanket for several months now, but I couldn't decide on what pattern and what colors, and it was summer, so it was kind of hot. I wasn't, even though I had wanted something, that doesn't mean that I really felt like doing it in the summer. But when I was visiting my family in Ohio last week, my 6-year-old niece, I don't even remember how we got started on this. Oh, she did go to the craft store with me to buy my one single skein of cream floss. But it was like the next day that she and I were talking, and I don't know, for some reason it ended up that I'm going to make a blanket for her. She was so cute about it. We looked at different colors, and she showed me what kind of colors that she liked. And we looked at some different blankets to see what kind of pattern that she liked. She really liked the hexagons, but hexagons are they're labor intensive. And so she was like, well, I also like stripes, but she doesn't like holes. My daughter's blanket has like little holes in it, just in the way that the stitching is. So she didn't want those big holes. Like regular crochet holes were fine. Like this would be fine, but not like bigger gaps. So I took that, and yesterday I went to the store and got some yarn, and I started a blanket. So the colors I'm using, I've got this like variegated yarn. And I like it because if you can see, like in this purple section, it's like white and purple, and all of them are like that. It's not like solid color. There are parts where it is solid, but for the most part, it's not just like that. I'll show you in a second. And then I got a purple color to kind of match the purple in here as close as possible. Pink and blue. So that, you can tell which ones I've worked with already. And I started the blanket. It looks so exciting, doesn't it? So my daughter's blanket has little holes kind of like that, and that's what my niece didn't want. But in this blanket, the little holes are what allows you to do, I don't know if this is going to show up very well, but it's a spike stitch, and it's just where you, where is it better? Maybe in the green? Here you can see it spiked down like that. And so the holes get covered up because of that spike. So here you can see there's that variegation of the green and the purple. The pink is pretty solid, and then the blue is pretty solid. Guess this is the only place the blue is used there. And then this is the solid pink, and then this is the solid purple. I have not yet done the solid blue. But that's where we're at so far. And she's excited. I sent my sister a picture and asked her to show it to my niece. And she sent me this voice message back like, "Thank you for making me a blanket. I'm so excited. The colors are great." She's very cute. So, that will also come with me. I'm going to see my niece again in the beginning of November. I don't know that I can finish this blanket by then. That is a lot of work on a blanket. But I can crochet at times when I can't cross stitch. Like, I know the pattern, and so I can do it. This morning I was reading aloud to my daughter while crocheting. So that's not something you can do with cross stitch, but I can do it with crocheting. So that's going to come with me on my weekend trip. What else do I have to tell you? Oh, my first craft store trip. Okay, so in Ohio, I went to, well, actually I was talking to Alara, and she said, if you have time, you should go to an L&S. And she sent me the one that she knew of in the part of Ohio, in Columbus, where I was going to be. And it was in an area that I happened to be in. Like, I pulled into the parking lot, going to a different place in that shopping center complex, whatever you call those things. And I looked across and I was like, it's right there. It was meant to happen right at that moment. Anyway, so I went to one. It's called Cross My Heart is the name of the store. And I had never been in one before. What's local to me is a needlepoint place. So they don't really have the cross stitch, like, fibers and like patterns and fabric and all of that. So I've only been to it once, and my next closest local is probably like an hour away. So I've not made the drive for that yet, but maybe I should sometime. Anyway, so I went to this one. It's called Cross My Heart. It's in Columbus, Ohio. And it was fun. It was fun to walk in and to see all the models and to see the patterns and to see all the floss. And I'm really textile-y, so I'm like pitting all the floss. Not exaggerating, it was probably all the floss. I'm like, ooh, ooh. I assume I'm not the only one who does that, so. But I'm going to show you what I bought. I did buy the 2 DMC skeins that I needed, but I bought 2 patterns. Both by the Drawn Thread. Here's what's interesting about going there is that my personal style tends to gravitate towards medium to large pieces. I don't do a lot of small things. And I don't know if this is like typical of cross-stitch stores, to have mostly smalls. So there'll be a lot of like Plum Street or Primitive Hair, or I don't know. Like they had the drawn thread, but mostly it was like the small things, or you had samplers, or you had alphabets. There just wasn't a lot of like those bigger pieces, not a lot of the mirabilias or things like that, just some. So that just means that when I go to local craft stores, I'm not going to be tempted to spend a ton of money because they won't have a lot of the big things. But this one is one that was on my wish list, so I need to remember to take it off. It's called Small Things, and it says, do small things with great love. And both the patterns that I bought were highly meaningful to me, both like in my overarching life, but also with what was happening like on that day for me. So do small things with great love. It's just, we all could use more non-judgmental, unconditional love and kindness shown to ourselves, and that we could show to other people. It doesn't mean that we don't have healthy boundaries in place. It doesn't mean that we overextend ourselves and just give endlessly without taking care for ourselves. It just, the smallest things. If our heart is just like filled with love for the people that we come in contact with, or that we're doing anything for, or that we are talking to, or like driving past on the road, like, what a difference would this world be if everybody could manage to have more compassion, to show more kindness, to not judge, to love, to allow people to make their choices and care about them anyway. We all want that for ourselves. And if we do, then so do other people, and we can show that as well as receive it. Anyway, the other one, it's called Be Here Now. And this is kind of that theme for my upcoming solo trip, is like getting in some practice on additional like reprogramming of some automatic responses, to release more of the stress that my body holds from daily life, but mostly from trauma. And so this is a reminder, like, be where you are right now. It's okay. You're okay. And it's going to pass. Like, if it's that negative thing that you want it to go away right now, it might not go away right now. And that's okay. Like, it's going to go away. I've been working on this with dreams, actually. So I have a lot of dreams. They're usually negative or bad dreams. and they can be very vivid and like disrupt my emotions throughout the day. It's not just while I'm asleep. It lingers with me. It's like my body's like, you experienced that dream, like that was a thing that you experienced, and now we're affected by it. And I've been for several months now working on, like, when I wake up from dreams, to notice what my body's reacting to and just allow it to be. Like, I try not to be frustrated that I woke up or that I had a dream. Like, I can't do anything about that. Like, that is outside my control. But what I can control is just literally notice, what am I feeling? What do I remember anything? Do I care to remember anything? Would it make a difference if I remembered something? Is there something about this dream that, like, what sparked it? What happened the day of, or the day before, or even a week ago, or years ago, right? What's the basis of this dream? Like, what is it rooted in? And what are my feelings about that? And as I start just naming things without judging myself, without harassing myself, I calm down. I can go back to sleep a lot of the times. Not all the times, but a lot of the times. And so that's what this is a reminder of. It's to be here now. Let go of the power. Like, don't allow the past to continue to hold this power over my present and my future. Allow me to be where I am now. And then choose what I'm going to do next. What can I do? What's within my control? Be here now. Yeah. So these two felt very meaningful and special to me, and I got them. The other thing that I got Q snaps. I got an 11 by 11 and an 8 by 8, and I plan on combining them, so I have two 8 by 11s. And I'm going to put Queen of the Night on one of them, and that, at least one of them. Like, I don't know what the other one will be used for, but this will allow me to switch out easily on here, because for some reason changing that Q snap out is annoying, but I still want minimal projects available to me. That has been working marvelously well for me right now. So maybe I'll end up putting Queen of the Night and Bubble Bubble on these ones, and after October I'll switch Bubble Bubble out for Father Christmas. See how they all come together now? All the things that I've said, they're coming together now. We did it. So, let's see. I think I mostly talked about everything that was going on in life. Kaylin's dance schedule has started up, and she's at the dance studio 2 evenings, kind of late, which I'm not thrilled about, but it's fine. Last night I didn't feel like driving home, so I just sat in the studio and crocheted. Tonight is more tonight for me. It's not tonight for you guys, because this is not getting posted today. Anyway, so her dance has started. My dance doesn't start until October sometime. And what else? I don't know. Oh, I know. Hi, everybody. Next day, Suki here, and I'm just hand-holding this phone, so it's gonna be a little bit shaky. Oh, and look, I'm wearing a cute little ghosty, and he glows in the dark. He's very cute. Anyway, I wanted to refilm just a little bit of what I had said, because I realized that I said something that may have been, like, I guess offensive. I don't know. Maybe not offensive, but, like, insulting. Anyway, I didn't want to. And I don't know why I had to explain all of that. Sorry, I'm shaking you guys so badly. Okay, so, the countries from September. I super loved reading everybody's comments and like messages that people sent me about their experiences or things that they knew about the different countries that we were kind of touching on this last month. It was so fun, and it led us to so many rabbit trails on, like, okay, but what do they mean when they say that? Like, it's the same kind of a thing that you're like, white bread. You say soft white bread, and Americans might think, like, are we talking sliced white bread? Or like, it's very common, I think, in Korea to use, they called it cloud bread. So are we talking something like a cloud bread? Or are we talking like a brioche? You know, there's all sorts of kind of soft white breads. And so, like, what does that country consider a soft white bread? You know, questions like that we had all the time about different things. So I wanted to say what October's kind of like focus is. So historically, we're moving into the 1600s, which is like the colonization of America. And so there's two main countries that this is tying into. One is the Netherlands, and that's because, like, the Mayflower and the Pilgrims and the Puritans who came over, they first went to the Netherlands in order to, like, try to be able to live the way they wanted to live, and then they decided to go from there over to America. So the Netherlands is one, and there are a lot of you guys. So, and then that time period, the Netherlands had just freed themselves from, like, Spanish rule, and so Spain is the other country. So the Netherlands and Spain. And then, insensitive is the word I was thinking of. Like, maybe not offensive or insulting, but, like, insensitive and, like, a lack of knowledge. There's another word for that, but I can't think of that right now. Anyway, and then another topic is piracy, because the Spanish search for gold was what kind of really ushered in the era of piracy. So, I mean, like, I feel like there's an opportunity here to learn about pirates or to read something that has to do with pirates. I have no idea. I have a girl, and she's 12. She's not exactly, like, into pirates, but I feel like there needs to be something here. So we're going to do something, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. And then our nature topic is oceans, because of the whole pirate connection. Because, you know, like, this whole time people are sailing across the ocean, so how do you tie it in? Anyway, oceans are always acceptable. So we'll see how October shapes up. We're literally just, like, reading stories. We are talking about the comments you guys leave us. And we're seeing all of these little connections from the stories that we're reading, maybe things in videos movies that we're watching, which may or may not have anything to, like, we might not specifically plan it, but sometimes there's a mention of something and we're like, oh, this is like that thing. Or we read something that connects to something we've read in the past. It's just, I'm so chill about homeschooling and learning, and it's way more important to me that there is a love to learn than like a very like rigorous academic study. Like there will be time for that, and eventually she'll want that. But right now it's like, let us love learning and let's dabble. Let's see where this takes us. So it's a lot of fun. So if you guys have anything relating to the colonization in the 1600s, the Netherlands, Spain, piracy, or the ocean, hit me up because that's what we're doing. So I hope you guys are enjoying whatever time of year it is for you. I guess it's going to be spring for your southern hemispheres, and we're fall for all of us in the northern. I'm really, really hoping for my weekend trip to get some fall colors. It's a little early in October for what the weather's been doing, but I did notice on my drive back from Ohio that in just the 1 week of that drive, from driving out there and then driving back, you could see a change in the trees. So I'm hoping that, like, by the time I'm driving kind of in that area again, we'll see just a little bit more, so that it'll be kind of that beautiful, like, maybe not all the very vibrant colors that there's going to be, but just like a little bit of a change. I personally love spring the best, but I kind of like the early fall, and I really don't like being cold, but I can appreciate like the beauty of every season. So I'm just gonna lean into that and just love all the seasons as they come. So be here now. I am gonna be here now, whatever the season is, whatever the weather is like. Today it's beautiful and in the 70s, and it's sunny. But that's what I'm trying to do, is be here now, whatever it is. I don't want to like hide out in my house if it's too hot or if it's too cold or if it's rainy. Like, what can I do today that is present? Can I go outside? Can I dress differently so then I can go outside? Like, I don't know. This is all, there's so much of this that's new for me, and that's okay. Okay, I'm signing off. So peace and love, everybody. I hope that you're having a good end of September, beginning of October, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.